G'day, alrighty. I'm going to build a mallet, and it's for the Builders Challenge Make a Mallet Challenge. The rules were you had to use timbers from 2 continents, so it's called the Continental Clubber. So what I've got is some ironbark, red gum. I've got to find out by the end of this video what this one is, but this is my hard stuff. I'm going to mix in a bit of tassie oak with that as well, and I've also got skateboards made of maple from Canada. Continent, tick. 2 continents, tick. I've also got to use a non-wood thingy-majig, and I'll get to that soon. Alrighty. Also, dusting off the lathe. Now, I got this about 20 years ago. I only got it out of the box about 4 years ago, and I've used it once. So what could possibly go wrong? What I think I need to do first, just to take the focus off my lathe abilities, is we're going to paint the lathe pink for no particular reason, just because I want to. Alright, I've made a shitload of these because, well, I'm a newbie at the lathe and a newbie at turning anything with lamination. So a good chance I'll make a meal of it. At least I'll end up with a mallet of some sort by the time this competition's over. All I'm going to do is glue all of these pieces onto the dowel. The dowel's going to give it the strength, because just stacking these up and turning them, that wouldn't be suitable for a mallet. It would more than likely break. Next time I'll come up with a better way to make sure that I get my my hole, cut in the center of the square. Now, because of the curve, I would have to spin these around just to make the glue up a bit better. As you can see, it makes for a bit of a crazy glue up. So I have made these squares pieces a lot larger because I know there's going to be a lot of waste, but all those inny-outy bits, that might mean there's some more waste. So, as long as I end up with a decent size handle, I won't be too concerned, and it's just all about learning at the moment. But next time I'm going to give myself plenty more to play with, I think, but we'll see how we go. For a one-off, these clamps were fine. Very hard to get a lot of pressure because of the uneven curved surfaces. They want to slip and slide, and they actually put a lot of pressure on the clamp itself. So all good for this one, but I think I'm going to make a lot more of these in the future. So I'm going to come up with a bit of a jig so I can use some heavy hitter clamps. All right, the head of the mallet, I've been thinking about not just doing the straight normal direction. I actually want to cut this on an oblique angle so that the tassie oak sort of stands out on a bit of an angle, which means I've got to add more timber to each side. So, but what I did just notice is I've actually stuffed up where these tassie oak pieces go. So luckily I've got more, and now I can make this blank go out here further, then I can get the pieces that I need. So I'll quickly glue that up as well. Sticker sponsor shout out is Jamie from Wouldn't It Be Grand. Now he's also got these little Enter Sandman stickers. Now I'm going to stick these on the lathe because this thing is actually going to become a drum sander sometime in the future. These will be perfect. I'll get your other ones up on the wall. Thanks, mate. I've got my 2 continents ticked off. I've got my non-wood components, they're all in there. I'm going to be taking this very slow. Okay, so it's going pretty shit. You can see that all this is misaligned, and you can see that this tailstock, the more I tightened up, has actually pulled away from the center as it's tautened up. I cut that end metal capping off, and I have eyeballed a new center. Alrighty, quick recap from yesterday's lessons learned. Initially, I was more blaming the lathe for some of the mistakes. Now they can wear a couple of them, but most of them are actually my fault. So let me use blank number 2 to explain. Firstly, I had to use a piece of non-wood material. Now I don't have time to buy some brass, so I've just used some steel. Looks cool. Might rust in the future. No big deal. I can't turn the steel on the lathe as one piece, ideally, as you would with a piece of soft metal. I opted to put steel on the end pieces of my handle. The blue tape is playing the part of the steel. I turned that was all good, and then stuck it on the mallet head, found the center, then I find the center of this end, stick it on the lathe and turn it. As I started to turn it down, I could quickly see that the steel rings, they were not spinning in the center. The one up this end, I'm going to blame the lathe for that. This one, it was well misaligned. This end was okay in its center, but the opposite end of the mallet head, there wasn't a clear, beautiful center line from go to woe. I have managed to rein it in. I want to put this ring on the end cap here. What this end cap will do, as well as make it look a little bit cooler, it'll let me fill the end with epoxy or something. Now, what I'm actually trying to hide is that misalignment hole at the end of the mallet. As long as we got there in the end, that's all that matters for me. Toolmaker shout out for this one goes to Scott at Custom Creations. He produces this custom grit, and I've used it a few times and it's absolutely amazing. Dale from Delbasted Timbers, he actually gifted these couple of pots for me just to try out basically, and he's had a good test for them and he thinks they're unreal as well. So jump onto Scott's website, check it out. Custom grit. Thanks, buddy. Step 1, you don't need a lot. Alrighty, it's already pretty shiny. We'll do some step 2. Pretty groovy.